Night by the ocean. The waves crash endlessly against the shore. The sound should bring peace, but tonight it feels heavy, almost threatening, as if the world itself is holding its breath. A small hut stands on the beach. Inside, the fire burns quietly. Its flickering light reveals two figures, a young woman and a gorilla. Two beings, side by side, yet separated by a gulf of fear and silence. She raises her head slowly. Raindrops and sweat glisten on her face. Her eyes are wide, filled with unease, as if she still cannot believe this is real. She does not belong here, and she knows it. Her hands clutch her chest, as though to protect herself from something she cannot control. Her shoulders tremble. Her breathing is shallow. Behind her is the endless night. In front of her, the beast. There is no escape. The fire cracks, shadows dance along the walls. The gorilla sits across from her, unmoving, watching. His eyes do not leave her, not for a moment. He says nothing, but the silence itself terrifies her more than any roar. She takes a step back, searching for ground beneath her feet. Her fingers press into the sand, desperate for something solid. And suddenly his hand is there. Huge, heavy, powerful, so close to her own. The difference between them is unbearable. She jerks her hand away. She rises abruptly and stumbles outside. In her hands she grips a palm leaf, clutching it like a shield, as if this fragile thing could protect her. Her eyes dart in every direction. Every sound of the night makes her flinch. Then she looks up and freezes. He is there, a massive shadow standing right beside her, blocking out part of the sky. Her chest tightens. She inhales sharply, but the breath never leaves her lungs. Their eyes meet. She steps back, but his gaze follows, unrelenting. There is no anger there, but no warmth either. Only silence. Cold and unreadable. A silence that terrifies her even more. Her strength falters. Her legs give way and she falls to her knees. Her hands press into the ground. She can barely breathe. Her hair falls across her face, and in her wide, panicked eyes, one truth echoes. There is no way out. She lifts her head. His figure towers above her, vast against the firelight. Her body stiffens. Every muscle screams to run, yet she cannot move. She knows her life now hangs by a thread. Her hand trembles as she reaches out, brushing against his fur. The warmth of his body shocks her. The fear surges, stronger than before. Why did she do that? Why get so close? Even she cannot explain. He shifts suddenly. His massive arm rises. Her heart lurches violently. She stumbles back, panic written across her face. To her, this gesture is not neutral. It is threat. She thinks, this is it. It ends now. Her knees buckle. She crashes to the ground, gasping for air. Her palms dig into the earth. The pounding in her chest is deafening, her head filled with a rushing roar. She realizes her life rests entirely in his hands. One single move, and she will not survive. Later, she curls up on the floor of the hut. Her body is small, fragile, folded into itself. Her shoulders shiver. Every breath of the beast nearby weighs on her like a shadow. Even in stillness, he dominates the night. She closes her eyes, but sleep does not come. Each time she drifts, fear drags her awake again. Every crackle of the fire, every sigh of his breath, feels like a warning. She cannot let her guard down, not even for a second. She slips outside, drawn to the doorway. The ocean stretches endlessly before her. Waves crash, Stars shimmer in the distance, but instead of beauty, she feels emptiness. The world is vast, and she is completely alone. She turns her head back. Inside the hut, his dark silhouette looms. He does not move, yet his presence is heavy, suffocating. She knows. She is not free. She is trapped. Her back presses against the wooden wall. Tears streak her face, though she no longer tries to hide them. Inside, the same question repeats again and again. Why me? Why here? Heavy footsteps break the silence. He comes outside. She freezes, eyes snapping open. Their gazes meet. Her heart skips a beat. Is he here by chance? Or has he been watching her all along? He stands close, massive, silent. His shadow swallows hers. She tries to smile, a weak, broken thing. A smile not born of joy but of defense, a fragile mask to hide the fear tearing her apart inside. But tears come anyway, hot, unstoppable. Her hand rises to cover her face. A laugh bursts out of her chest, sharp, bitter, almost hysterical. A laugh that fractures instantly into sobs. Her body shakes. She cannot control it anymore. The gorilla watches, motionless, his dark eyes fixed on her. She feels his breath brush her skin, heavy and warm. She hears the weight of his silence, pressing on her like the night itself. And she wonders, does he understand? Does he see her breaking? Or is he only waiting for the moment to strike? Time slows. The fire flickers, its light painting their faces. Two figures locked in a silence that says more than words ever could. The night drags on. They remain there, side by side, though an ocean of fear separates them. She, small, fragile, trembling, a prisoner of her own terror. He, vast, unreadable, alien, impossible to predict. Above them the stars burn bright, cold, eternal. The waves crash endlessly, indifferent to what happens here on the shore. And inside the hut, around the fire, there is only silence. Heavy, suffocating, endless. This is not the end of her story. It is only the beginning of her trial, and perhaps the beginning of something we cannot yet understand. If this story gripped you, if you want to know what happens next, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support. The roar of the waterfall, an impossible scene takes shape. A young woman stands trembling on the rocks, fragile against the vastness of nature. On one side looms the gorilla, massive and unyielding, each movement radiating strength. On the other side coils the great serpent, its pale scales shimmering in the spray, its unblinking eyes fixed on her with endless hunger. She struggles to catch her breath, the damp air pressing heavy against her chest. Her thoughts whirl in panic. How did she end up here? Between monsters older and stronger than anything she has ever known. She knows she doesn't belong, yet fate has dragged her to this moment, forcing her into the space between predator and protector. The silence holds them. No trust, no safety, only the weight of a choice that isn't hers to make. The gorilla's presence feels both like a shield and a threat, while the serpent's shifting coils are as hypnotic as they are terrifying. And as she stands frozen, she feels her destiny being written in the balance between fear and courage. Then, in an instant, the world explodes into motion. They run. The earth shakes beneath their pounding steps, branches snapping, leaves tearing. Behind them, the serpent surges through the trees, its hiss cutting through the jungle, its body a blur of pale muscle and scales. Her lungs burn, each breath ragged, her heart hammering as though it will burst. Yet she cannot stop. The ground itself feels alive with the weight of the predator chasing them. Ahead, the gorilla crashes through the undergrowth, his massive arms ripping branches aside, clearing a path she could never carve alone. He glances back, eyes flashing, urging her to keep going. But still, the hiss grows louder, closer, a nightmare that refuses to let them go. The serpent blocks their path, its body rising like a wall, eyes glowing with hunger. She stumbles, frozen in fear. The gorilla steps forward, chest heaving, and with a thunderous roar he meets the beast head-on. The snake strikes, fangs snapping past her face. The gorilla lunges, his fists slamming into coils of muscle. The jungle erupts with violence, roars, hisses, leaves flying. The serpent wraps around him, squeezing tight, bones groaning under the pressure. For a moment she thinks it's over, but with one final roar he tears free, his fists pounding until the serpent collapses, lifeless on the ground. Silence returns. The gorilla stands tall, scarred but unbroken. She stares at him, wide-eyed, realizing she is alive only because he chose to fight. He looks at her, no pride, no triumph, only calm, as if such battles are simply his nature. And in that silence, she feels both unsettled and safe. Her knees give way, and she sinks to the earth, pressing her palms into the dirt as if to remind herself that this moment is real. Her chest still heaves, her body trembling, but slowly her breathing begins to steady. She looks up at him again, studying his massive form, the raw strength in every line of his body, and for the first time she wonders if he might not only be a danger, but a protector. The rain begins to fall, first as a mist carried by the wind, then as heavy drops beating against leaves and stone. Water trickles down her face, mixing with the salt of her tears. The fire inside her fear has not gone out, but something new flickers now. The smallest spark of trust. Without a word, he turns and starts walking deeper into the forest. She hesitates, glancing once more at the lifeless serpent, then forces herself to stand. Her legs ache, her body begs her to rest, but she follows him anyway. Somehow she knows she has no other choice. They move through the jungle together, the storm above breaking into heavy rainfall. Water streams down the massive leaves, dripping from branches, soaking the earth beneath their feet. Each step is heavy, yet steady. The gorilla leads, his enormous figure parting the thick undergrowth, while she follows closely behind, her eyes never leaving his back. At first, her steps are shaky, her body still trembling from fear. Every shadow among the trees, every sudden sound makes her flinch. But with each stride, she begins to notice something she hadn't before. The way he moves with purpose, scanning the jungle not only for threats, but for paths she could take safely. It is as if his awareness stretches far beyond what her human senses can grasp. She wonders if he knows she is watching him, studying every detail. The way his muscles shift beneath his soaked fur, the tension in his movements, the raw energy that seems always ready to erupt again. He is wild, dangerous beyond measure. And yet, if not for him, she would already be gone. A part of her hates this truth. Hates that her survival is no longer in her own hands. But another part, a quieter, deeper voice, whispers that perhaps she is no longer alone. They pass beneath towering trees, their roots twisting like the bones of the earth itself. Lightning cracks in the distance, illuminating the canopy for only a heartbeat, and in that instant she sees them both reflected in the shimmer of wet leaves. A fragile woman and a towering beast moving as one. The thought chills her and comforts her all at once. Maybe fate has tied them together now. Maybe the jungle itself has chosen this path for her. The fire burns low, its glow painting the walls of the shelter in trembling light. She sits nearby, her face half lit by the flames, her eyes fixed on him. For the first time, the great beast does not look like an unstoppable force, but like a creature marked by struggle. His breathing is heavy, his body scarred, his strength tested. She hesitates, her hand trembling as she gathers herbs and presses them to his wounds. The touch is careful, almost reverent. Days ago, she would never have dared come this close. But now, after all they have faced, her fear feels different. Not gone, never gone, but reshaped into something else. A fragile thread of trust. He does not flinch. He does not move her hand away. His dark eyes meet hers, and in the silence between them she feels something shift. A recognition, unspoken yet undeniable, that their survival is no longer separate. Whatever awaits them, they will face it together. And if you want to witness what comes next, like this video, subscribe to the channel and join us for the next chapter of the journey.